Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 16 and compare it against the Google Pixel 9 Pro and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, these phones are very interesting because they're slightly different than one another, but I will tell you the Pixel 9 Pro and the iPhone 16 are more similar than you'd probably think, and a lot of people are probably going to compare these two side by side and trying to figure out which one they should go ahead and buy. Now, if you want to pick up any of these phones at any point throughout this video, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the Google Pixel 9 Pro, which came out a little bit before the iPhone 16 came out, on the front side of this phone, you're basically getting a 6.3-inch LTPO OLED display. And this is a really good panel. It's probably one of the best panels that have came out this whole entire year. It's 1280 by 2856, so fairly high resolution, 3000 nits of brightness, and it's a 120 Hz display as well. Those things, just that in and of itself, is some pretty massive stuff to keep in mind because that is a very good type of display. It's killing it. It's one of the brightest displays you can buy in the market right now, and it is easily by far one of the best advantages of basically being able to go through and buy one of these types of phones. So the Pixel 9 Pro, without a doubt, is definitely giving you a really good display, and as you can tell, it's a better display than something like the iPhone 16. But the 16 is giving you a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. So this one is a 60 Hz panel, it's 2000 nits of brightness, and you probably can already tell where we're going to go with this. That panel really isn't that great. I feel like Apple could have done a better job with this panel, but even when you compare this phone against the Google Pixel 9, the Pixel 9's panel is still substantially better than the iPhone 16. In fact, the Pixel 8a, even the 7a, not the 7a, but the 8a, I would say that panel is probably better than the iPhone 16s as well. So there's a lot of budget phones out in the market or mid-tier phones that still do better than this, $800 something phone. So just kind of keep that in mind. I will say though, Google did kind of copy Apple's aesthetic with their phones because Apple has been doing flat-sided phones for a long time. Google hasn't really been doing that as far as I can tell. And this year with the Pixel 9 Pro, they really implemented those flat sides across all the sides. So I think they really copied Apple here. On the right side of the phone, though, on the iPhone 16, you are actually getting a dedicated camera button now, which is really cool. I'm curious to see if this is going to stay on iPhones, and if it does last, I'm pretty sure a lot of other phone manufacturers will end up copying it too. On the bottom, USB Type-C ports on both, and this is something Apple copied from Google and a lot of other Android phones in general. I'm so glad they finally put USB-C in their phones, and we have that type of capability inside of the iPhone 16 now, which is awesome. On the back side, we're getting frosted glass backs on both these devices. So this is something that's really nice to have. I love having frosted glass backs, and both these phones are essentially giving you that type of capability here, which again is a very, very nice thing to have. On top of that, you're getting your camera setups on the top as well. You're getting a dual camera setup on the iPhone 16, Google Pixel 9 Pro with triple camera setup, and I kind of do feel like, once again, Apple could be doing a better job here with that type of camera, like giving us more camera setups, but again, what are you going to do? In terms of the outside though, at a high level that kind of covers it up, although with the Pixel 9 Pro, you are getting, I would say, a better feeling phone overall. You're also getting a reverse wireless charging inside of that phone too, which again is a very killer feature. I wish iPhones have it. They don't, but I really wish they did. So that kind of covers it up from the outside. One other thing, the price tag. The Pixel 9 Pro is a $1,000 phone. The iPhone 16 is an $830 phone. Although the iPhone 16 right now is cheaper, there's a chance where the Pixel 9 Pro within the next couple of months is going to go down to $700 or $600, and then it's probably going to be $400 something this time next year. So Pixels typically don't hold their resale value as well as iPhones, so just one of those minor things to keep in mind there too. Now in terms of the cameras, both phones, like I said before, are giving you very, very good cameras. The iPhone 16 a 48 megapixel wide, then a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, with the Google Pixel 9 Pro 50 megapixel wide, 48 megapixel periscope telephoto, then a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera. And with a camera like the Pixel 9 Pro, this is a really good lens, right? I like that camera a lot, and it is easily by far one of the best type of cameras that you could probably buy inside of a phone, right? You're getting 4K 60 on the front and the back of both, but you're also getting an ultra wide camera on the front of the Pixel 9 Pro, which is nice, but you're also getting 8K capability on the Pixel 9 Pro, which is actually pretty insane. Having 8K is insane. I love having that type of capability, and you're essentially getting that inside of the Pixel 9 Pro. Now, one thing I like about the iPhone 16's camera, because it doesn't hold up that well in terms of quality, it's still a good quality, great phone. One cool thing about the iPhone 16 is that you are able to go and use that camera button on the side of that device. So that is something that's really neat. I love having that type of capability right there. And that is something that you're basically going to be able to use inside of that type of device. So I think something like the iPhone 16 kind of holding up from that particular side with that camera button is a really cool feature. It gets a thumbs up for me for sure. And once again, that's a really cool thing going on for that type of device when it kind of comes down to it. So from that side in and of itself, that's kind of another big advantage I would say for the iPhone 16 and for the Google Pixel 9 respectively. Now on top of that, some other big stuff to keep in mind here too is the fact that with something like the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9, both these phones are going to be lasting for such a long period of time, it's like not even funny. Both these phones are going to be supported with software for so many years to come, and that I would say is a really big advantage for something for either the Pixel 9 Pro or the iPhone 16. Right? I mean, this type of phone is going to be lasting for such a long period of time. So whether you buy the iPhone 16 or you buy the Google Pixel 9, both these phones are going to be lasting for a substantially long period of time. So that's a very, very important thing to keep in mind here, because if you're able to go through and pick up one of these phones, you're going to be getting a very long lasting phone there. So I think this in and of itself is a really big thing. So that in and of itself, whether you buy the iPhone 16 or the Pixel 9, both these phones will be lasting for a long time there. So that kind of covers it up there for a little bit too. Now, on top of those things, another big thing to keep in mind here is the performance. Now, the iPhone 16 is going to be giving you that Apple A18 chip inside of it with 8GB of RAM, with the Google Pixel 9 Pro is giving you that Tensor G4 chipset inside with 16GB of RAM. Now, that is an insane amount of RAM to have inside of a device, as you can probably imagine. Like, imagine having that much RAM inside of a phone. I mean, my MacBook has that much RAM, right? Like, it's absolutely crazy. So with the phone like this, you're basically going to be in a situation where you're going to be able to utilize all that type of, power between both. The thing I like about the iPhone 16 is that it's a smooth phone. No matter what you do, you're going to be getting a very smooth experience from it. And I do think that's a really nice thing going on for that type of phone, because a phone like that is going to be giving you a very solid experience and very good performance from. So I think this in and of itself is a really big thing to keep in mind. With something like the Pixel 9 Pro, this is also a very fast, very fluid phone, and you're really not going to be running into too many problems within that type of device. Right? Like, I feel like with something like the iPhone 16, this is a very good phone. It's going to be handling pretty much everything you throw at it for the most part. I just like the Pixel 9 Pro more because it is giving you that 120Hz display. It's going to be very good, in terms of the RAM management, but still with the iPhone 16, it's also going to be very, very good from that side as well. In terms of battery, another big thing here, the iPhone 16 is giving you a 3561 mAh battery. The Pixel 9 Pro is giving you a 4700 mAh battery. So even when it comes down to both these phones, you're probably still going to be able to experience better battery life inside of the Pixel 9 Pro as well. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video and to answer the question, I kind of do think that the Pixel 9 Pro quite obviously is the better phone here, probably for every single person out there. It's a very fast phone, so fluid. You're getting reverse wireless charging, better camera setup, better display, kind of just a better phone overall in my opinion. But the iPhone 16 isn't supposed to directly compete with the Pixel 9 Pro, but it's still a very expensive phone on the iPhone 16 as well. But I think the 16 is a good phone. I just don't know if it's worth the price. Like, I feel like the iPhone 16 is kind of like a $550 phone or $600 phone. And I feel like the Pixel 9 Pro is probably closer to like an $830 phone, to be honest. So that's kind of how both these phones kind of compare. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.